Hi, this is Karen Fitting with Photos Kept Alive, and I'm going to do a Make It Monday tutorial for you today. We're going to talk about making your own embellishment, building it, and then saving it so that you can use it over and over again. So I'm here in Artisan 5. I'm on a blank regular 12 by 12 scrapbooking page, and I'm going to go ahead to the Insert menu item, and I'm going to insert a shape. And this particular shape is going to be based off of a rectangle, and I'm going to stretch it out. I'm actually going to make one of those banners that we see in a lot of pages. So I'll leave it like that. I can leave the color the blue color, or I can change it to a solid color, or a variety of other options. I can even fill it with paper or color from an art kit. I'll go ahead and just use a gray color. I'll do a dark gray here. And then we have our stroke. That's the outline, and I can keep the outline or I can change it to none. And if I kept the outline, I could then use a variety of different features. I'm going to go ahead and take that stroke off for sake of this example. And then I'm going to create that shape. Now what I want to do with this shape is I want to create kind of a cutout at the bottom, and I like to use a square or a triangle to do that. If you can imagine with paper scrapbooking, taking a square punch to the bottom of this to create that triangular feature, we're going to do that exact same thing here in Artisan 5. So I'm going to use the Cut menu item, and I'm going to cut a shape. And it does warn me that my selected element will be flattened, and that's fine. You can do that, so we'll click OK. And then you'll notice it's the same shape I used before, but if we look at the panel on the right, I can restore the aspect ratio to that perfect square. So I'll do that, and then I'll turn it so that my corner is facing up. And one thing I really like is as I'm placing this, I get these green alignment guides that can help me. Let me make this square a little bit smaller so I can fit it here and make sure I keep that perfectly square aspect ratio. And I'm just sort of lining this up on the bottom to create that cutout. And we can see now this square is the shaded area, and I don't want that. I want to remove that shaded area. So back on the right hand side, we're going to decide what we do after we cut. And I'm going to actually keep the unshaded area. So that's everything that's not shaded by that square. And then click Cut. And so now we have that banner feature that we like. Now, these are quite popular, and it would be easier to just have this to rely on without having to make it every single time you need it. Keeping in mind that I can resize it however I like, and I can also turn it however I like. So this becomes a really nice embellishment that I can fill with paper or photo or with other colors. I can use it really however I wish. So the thing I like to do when I'm trying to save these for future use is I simply like to left or right click on it to pull up a menu. If you don't like to right click, you could look to the panel on the left, and the menu is the same. So we'll go ahead and save our selection. Now I could save it as an image file and just make it a file, another file on my computer. But to really make it easy to use within Artisan, I can save the image in a personal art kit. And I've actually created my own art kit. Now you could create your several different art kits if you want. You'll notice it's falling under this personal art kit area. So I've got my own personal art kit, and I want this to be saved as an embellishment rather than a paper. And I can give this a name, so I can call it Banner, maybe 01. I can choose the file type. The PNG files are great because that allows you to have a transparent background. So for example, this cutout area will remain transparent when it's the PNG file. If you were to make it a JPEG file, that triangular area would become a white space on that JPEG image. And then I do want this to be the best resolution possible because I am using it for my scrapbook layouts. So we will keep it at the best possible with the highest quality possible. And then save. And so now I have this banner saved in my personal art kits for use. So if I wanted to go back to my content on the right hand side and look at my embellishments and select that personal art kit, we can see, and actually I've got two here. I've got this one that's upright and this one that's sideways. And I can simply add them to my page like I add any other embellishment to my page. And I can move it around and I can resize it, and I could even pick a different kit and maybe fill it. Let's find some paper here. Fill it with paper from a different kit. And so I'm just going to fill it with the paper from that kit. And there's my embellishment. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it's starting your imagination and creativity. What other kinds of embellishments do you think you can make? I'd love to hear your embellishment ideas, so go ahead and make comments on this post so we can share those ideas. Thanks for watching. I'm Karen Fitting with Photos Kept Alive.